Okay, so I kind of wanted to do an analysis from the IC side of it since I already did one to help Umar out a bit. So, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna analyze this from your side. You actually did pretty well this set, but there were a couple of pretty significant issues that held you back from winning at the very least game one. So, let's get started, I guess. I'm just gonna mute this. Okay, so you started out well here. Going for that desync, it forces Umar to stay in this little area, which is kind of where you want him to go initially. So you did well throwing out that hitbox because a lot of Marths tend to go for the full hop there, just because it's technically safer. Umar in general tends to go for either grounded or short hop stuff. So technically not the best versus him, but it forces him to approach with that very linear playstyle that he uses against a lot of ICs players. So that was fine. So let me go back a second. So here we are, go for the double ice block. So there, I think you could have played this a little bit more aggressively. Fuck, there's no easy way to skip. So I think you could have gone for a dash dance into Blizzard desync there. It would have forced Umar to stay in this particular zone right here. So that's really where you want him to go as well, just because as ICs you want to keep him in middle to edge of the other half of the stage, because if he gets too close he's going to push you into the corner on the platforms, and from there that's how ICs 100% just get dissected. So you did a good job though waiting for the fair though, because going for this, wait for him to approach, go for a bad aerial, because landing with fair absolutely sucks in this matchup. That's what I learned playing Kadoran. You go for a really good punish dash attack into knockdown. So from here, you did a good job. Doesn't really matter if you get that or not. You take that space and you push him into the other side now. So around this area, you're kind of giving up a lot of space, but that's fine because you played this fine. Here as well, you're just kind of baiting him in, going for the dash wave dash back in, see if he approaches back. I think versus Umar's style that works really well. Versus a lot of other IC's playstyles that are more aggressive, it can tend to fuck you up pretty badly, and it will also very, very likely lead to Nana dying if they're a really good Marth player. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it as much as you did right here, but you applied it very, very well. Yeah, so then get the edge guard. Did a really good job at spacing out that with Nana. Good edge guard, perfect. And then get them together again. So here, good desync. You're just kind of playing around what Umar does. Here, I think, honestly, because you were able to technically like Blizzard or something with Nana right there, I think maybe Blizzarding would have worked, but you did fine with the get up attack that hit him because he decided to try aggressing onto your Nano when he shouldn't have. So I think you did a good job with that. And then just gonna take space again. Gonna force him to approach from high because he Blizzard, but you weren't really able to deal with the big fair. So I think here you're giving up too much space, because Marth, if you're on the ground in like mid-ish stage, you shouldn't be letting him just pressure you for free like that. So a lot of what Slug does is do the dash chance Blizzard desync, and then he just waits for the Marth to try to avoid it by either full hopping into a certain range with fair, of which you can just go below and try to go for a short up air poke, or you can retreat back for the aerial and then try to punish off of him whipping the aerial or hitting Nano with the aerial, because when you throw with Popo, it's super good versus Marth. Everything's a DI mix-up, but you have follow-ups for every DI for free, especially because he's so low percent. So I think playing around that might have been better in this situation. So he kills Nana here. Actually, no, he doesn't that I remember. So never mind, he does. So Umar did a good job at kind of forcing you to stay in that zone while also killing Nana at the same time. It's something that the best Marths are able to do. You definitely should have died right there, but we don't talk about that. So Umar not great at killing. You also did a really good job at recovering, honestly. Because in this situation, you're basically dead, and then if you hadn't fastballed that, you would have been fine, I think. Either way, you did a good job considering you were one touch away from death regardless, at trying to find the correct mix-up for it. So, going for fair when you're in invincibility, I wouldn't recommend it because, for one, it wouldn't, like, if you get lucky, you could maybe get the jab reset into just handoff combo at the edge over here. But I think maybe in this situation, you should have just gone straight down to stage, all the way down here, and then just taken the space for free because you have invincibility and Marth can't do anything to you. Because I think a lot of this set, you tended to play a little bit too scared. So as a result of that, it really reflected in how, like, how do I put it? It really reflected in how you kept space, or how you gave up space, and kind of the areas in which you played on stage. I'll go into that once I see more aspects of that, but so unfortunate. If you had gotten that desync without whiffing it, you would have been good there because you were in a good position as Popo to poke out the Marth with the up air. Because realistically, he would have tried to fall with a bear, a nair, dare. Umar tends to go for a falling dare in this matchup, so I think Popo would have been in a good spot, but then the desync mess up happened and be like that. So, good grabs. I think there you honestly could have gone for an F smash and then try to turn it into an edge guard situation, because if he's off stage, Marth does have a lot of mix-ups for recovery, but Ices are really, really effectively able to force certain up B options. Like, you know the Icicle that you did earlier. You can Marth killer the Marth if the Marth goes low. You can try to react to the Marth doing for an unsafe jump back to stage with a back air or an up air poke into a back air. So I think there, instead of trying to go for a fair combo, hit him off stage and then just take your chances there, because more likely than not, Marth is going to go for either a bad recovery or Marth is going to take a good amount of percent for making a recovery. So Umar is playing this. He fell with the fair there, so that's fine. As Popo, I think there, you either should have gone to the top platform and then tried to fall from there behind Marth to try to punish for him hitting Nana in a couple seconds, or you should have retreated back over to like the ledge area and then from there try to punish Umar for hitting Nana. But in that situation, I think actually going up would have been the better option, because he went for the down smash for whatever reason. But either way, so that was unlucky for Umar. Nana technically should have been dead, but Nana has insane DI and will always just survive somehow, so good on Nana. So I know you're going to try for a CC down smash or a CC grab, but sometimes it just be like that, you know? So here, he technically also should have killed Nana. Umar's Nana kills are pretty lackluster this set, but your crouch cancels are actually really good. I never thought about that. So here, a lot of the time, Marths will almost always go to this platform. From here to this one, from here to this one. They'll almost always do it because it's really hard for Ices to actually cover that. So as a result, I think what you should do is you can leave Nana blizzarding down here or something, or do like an ice block or something down here, and then have Popo ready to either poke up for this platform, like go for a AC short hop up air over here, go for a wave dash, or no, wave land onto platform into like grab or something, or back air, and then just be ready for Marth to do this, because a lot of the time, the Marth will catch on that Ices aren't amazing at covering for this, and that this is their safest option to get back, other than late fair from ledge, which is also pretty good if the Ices doesn't immediately down smash upon jumping off a ledge. So here, you have space, which is good. There, again, you probably should have gone for the dash chance blizzard because that shit is broken as hell in this matchup. So Umar's, like usual, he plays very far back for a Marth player. So yeah, I think holding shield there, not ideal. I think if you could have, you should have tried to wave dash out maybe, because that tends to be better in this matchup than just holding shield. Because a lot of the time these top level Marths will not get shield grabbed unless they do a really bad falling late fair. So here again, Blizzard would have hit Umar, he would have crouch cancelled it, most likely not SDI'd it, he would have gotten the grab. So good punish off of the Blizzard right there though, because a lot of ICs also don't effectively get the right hit off of getting that Blizzard. So you getting that up smash was really good, because I would have missed that 100%. I would have missed every single thing I would have tried hitting there, like a back air, up air, F smash, grab. So that was a good one. So here, instead of letting him go all the way down, you should have punished his fall with a probably wave dash in till around here, because that is pretty feasible and ideal for ICs into up air, because you notice that he was probably going to go on this direction, because if you fall from here, you're fairing basically because of the direction he was in. So you let him into this corner, which is honestly fine in this situation, but I don't think you necessarily should have been, or you should have let him get over here for free, because at worst what my bad, I just got back from a concert. At worst what would have happened is Marth, let's go back a second. So Marth is all the way up here, so he maybe faked a shield drop over here, but he's still here. So from here he wave dashes down over here, so in reaction to this, I believe you can 100% just wave dash, and then while you're in the wave dash animation still, or just in the wave dash movement, you can go for the short hop up air, and it should auto cancel as well. Also, by the way, my mic is really one-sided. That's my bad. I don't know why it does this, but last recording was, so hopefully it's not that bad this time. But yeah, either way, so letting Marth move for free on platforms is not good as ICs, because a lot of the time you should be able to just go under Marth and short hop up air him if he's on one of these platforms. Like if he decided to stay up here, you could have gone for full hop up air and just blast fall him back down, and that does a lot of pressure. So you let him down here with the F smash. I think there again, to prevent him from going forward, and instead of hard committing to a move like that, dash dance Blizzard. That literally makes the matchup doable. Without that, it's really hard to control any space. Because here, technically he could have been faster, I think, and maybe done a down tilt, but either way, he gets the fair on Nana, which kind of puts your game plan in slight disarray. Because now he's in a position where he can take space, he can just throw out his moves and stuff, and as a result, like again, he's not punishing as effectively as he should be, and as effectively as I'm used to him punishing, but in theory he should have full space control over here, because if he was just continuously pressuring with aerials, it would have been a lot harder for you to get in, because a lot of the time he's holding shield for no reason, or he's just standing there not really approaching or doing much when he has no reason not to. Also there you should have died to his up B, but who knows. So instead of drifting back here, because Marth is facing forward and Marth's bear will probably lead to you dying no matter what, I think there you should have just hard committed to try to go for top platform or drifted back in. Either way, it's a pretty impossible situation there, so not much you really could have done there in my opinion. Okay, so here he's really effectively spacing you out, so you're not really able to get space because you're just holding shield. That's another big thing. You're not trying to wave dash back or leave or try to not effectively, but try to get any sort of punish in the first place. You're just kind of letting him approach. That was a good Nana kill on his part, honestly. It was probably the best one of this game, because his other ones in this game were really messy. That was a good down smash. Let me check again. So yeah, you just have, yeah, that was a good whiff punish. So in this situation, it's pretty much over, to be completely honest. Like, unless you're absolutely insane at the game, it's very, very impossible to do this Marth that, one, gets your jump, two, up airs like a competent human, I guess. And yeah, not much you can do there. That's fine. You actually played pretty well that first game in terms of versus Umar, because Umar's playstyle is pretty hard to play against his Ices. Okay, so good initial desync like usual. It really forces him to get away. And you also get the Nano Blizzard off of it as well. That's also really good because Umar tends to go for weird approaches, especially early on. So again, I think instead of going for the roll back Blizzard, you should have maybe gone for the wave dash back into dash chance, because it allows you to take space a lot more effectively. Like there, like he can't approach off of that, so that was a really good nanopult there too. It's pretty unfortunate they weren't able to get anything off of it, but that nanopult there, really good. Good punish off of using the Nana, knowing that Nana was able to do that. Umar gets the free Nana kill, unfortunately, but that's just how the matchup goes. So in this situation, honestly, side B's not bad. And then I know that was probably a misinput instead of not down throw, oops. So yeah, like in this situation, because you know he's going for the up air every time, baking out with a side B, starting from like this way and then just moving hard over to the side, is actually pretty good, especially if you're using it to mix them up initially, because a lot of them will not be ready for an Ices that will do that. And then if you do it too much, obviously they're gonna catch on, but they're actually pretty good. So yeah, again, not much you can do in this situation. You just try to get as many hits as possible. I think that barely killed might have been your DI, but I don't think he would have survived regardless. Either way, unfortunate. So again, just comes back to the, you need to keep your space better, especially because you have Blizzard to just kind of keep Marth out of that very important zone. So again, Marth will always, not always, but very, very often go for that platform. And let me see how Umar did it again, exactly. So the way Umar did it, you force him to ledge here. So he goes for a tournament winner, which is very good versus Ices in this matchup. That's what I've learned. Fuck that. It's super annoying. Goes for that. And then effectively, because you're in this area now, and you didn't really throw out any hitboxes to prevent him from being stuck on the platform or trying to jump over it. Because I think reacting to the tournament winner, you could have wave dash backed into try to hit him with your up air on landing. So then he gets free center space. Or center stage. Getting center stage as Marth in this matchup is crucial to beating Ices. Because if you can get center stage, it forces Ices into the corner in which they really don't have a lot of good options. So if you can, just try to avoid that, I think, as well. Umar is pretty good at forcing that very gradually compared to a lot of other Marths, which is both a downside to his playstyle, but also a very, very positive part. So yeah, you're just kind of chilling over here. Not much you could really do, because that was a good desync, holy shit. I forgot you can do F-tilt desync. Yeah, that was a good surprise desync. I would never have gotten that. I need to get better at all the other desyncs, but either way, nice. So, comes back to the, I think you're aggressing in the wrong spots, but you're also not effectively getting the space you should be having, unless Umar throws out a really bad move. Because a lot of these hits are the late fairs that you're getting hit by, and I don't know why the fuck Nanda didn't grab there. That was really stupid, but late fair, you should be able to punish pretty immediately. The move itself is not bad at all, but you have to do an early retreating fair if you want anything to come off of it, or if you don't want to get punished for it. The way Umar does it, he lands with it, which allows you to go for a shield grab, for a wave dash, down smash, or a lot of different options. So again, you have center space. I think again that was probably meant to be a. I don't know what to say about that. Um, I'll take credit for the up B because up B is funny, but going back here, it was probably supposed to be a rollback into Blizzard desync if I'm not wrong, that I can tell. Either way, unfortunate that you didn't hit it. That would have been good there, because Umar goes for this very weird position, I guess, and then tries to go for the down tilt, of which you could react into your fair. Good dash attack regardless. Even if you got the up B out of it and Nana, I believe, dies off. No, never mind. You do a good job at that. That was a good follow-up to punish him for trying to go for the Nana there instead of just hitting you. Yeah, that was I think that was honestly a fine side B because it forced him to think about you instead of the Nana there, which that was unfortunate too. That get up B. Nana should be dead. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, that was a good punish for letting Nana not immediately die. Really good full hot fair as well to read that he's gonna go for that really bad fair. But I think right now it just comes down to you need to get more space, and inherently in this matchup you should be able to have that space just because you have the dash chance Blizzard desyncs that really fuck over Marth's trying to go for kind of brainless approaches. So like again there's no reason you should be doing things like that. He doesn't need to, so you punished him all for that. That was a good read that he was gonna go over here maybe, but then he drifted back because I figured that you would. Did you actually go for it or not? I forgot. Yeah, because if you drifted a little bit further, your back air would have just killed him right there. Just hold ledge. He should not survive off of that, or he'd have to recover really high, and then you can just Marth killer into probably down smash or grab or whatever. But yeah, so you got that. You go for the punish, which is good. Perfect. And yeah, the situation's really hard still as Ices because you have to take the stock preferably within like 40 or 50%, so Nana's not too high. So here again, you're just kind of getting overwhelmed by how Umar is playing. I think you're holding shield a little bit too much, because instead of just holding shield there, I think going for some sort of just get out option instead of trying to react off of him hitting your shield would net you a lot more. So yeah, here I think there you should have fought Marth a little bit harder, like maybe Blizzard or something, or try to ice block him, because otherwise he could theoretically hit you for free. Umar didn't there for whatever reason, but unfortunate. That's what happens with the DIN. Can't really do anything about it either because Marth is a dumb character. Let me go back to that point though. So yeah, like you're really not getting space in which you should be getting, in my opinion, because I think rather than using your Blizzard to space, you're just trying to play reactive off of Umar doing something bad on your shield, which I think I mentioned like probably a minute ago at this point, but it's just not really an effective way to beat a player like Umar who plays very like in this matchup he plays very non-committal compared to most Marths, or he usually does. I'm surprised that he played as committal as he did in this one because he should not have gotten hit a lot of the times. I've never been able to hit him off of these things for whatever reason, because I guess he just doesn't fall into mine. But yeah, he had a good weight there for you to react off of that. And there's not much you can do in this situation either. But yeah, either way, you actually played pretty well, all things considered. I think had you been able to use your desyncs, or I don't know if it's controller or anything, but had you been able to actually hit the desyncs that I know you were going for, and I know that you know them as well, you also have some cracked out desyncs like the F tilt one that I forgot existed. I think you 100% would have taken it, maybe even game 3, to be completely honest. But shit happens. You played well in the matchup. You punished him really well as well, which is really hard against Umar. But yeah, I think that mostly sums up what I was thinking about the set. So if you actually do watch this, then hell yeah.